Thank you for joining me here on Joy News today. Now, the governing New Patriotic Party has touted its achievements in government over the past 25 years of existence, describing the party as the most successful political one that has brought prosperity to the people. Now, the party today addressed the news conference where it set out modalities for its annual delegates conference slated for August 25th to 27. This year's conference comes at a time when the party is marking its 25th anniversary as well as the 70th anniversary of the United Gold Coast Convention, a party the NPP traces its roots to. Speaking at a news conference ahead of the party event, Acting General Secretary John Boadu said the occasion would offer the party an opportunity to examine its contribution to Ghana's development as well as the way forward. The party, he said, was certain its achievement over the period cannot be matched to any party.
The theme of the conference and the justification. This year's conference, which coincides with the 25th anniversary of the NPP and 70th anniversary of the founding of the UGCs, is anchored on the theme NPP, delivering on our promises, our roots, our strength, our future. I repeat the theme again. NPP, delivering on our promises, our roots, our strength, our future. Clearly, the choice of this theme is to afford us an opportunity to reflect on the very core values underpinning the formation of the NPP and assess the extent to which the party has remained focused on these founding principles, which, with a view to learning any relevant lessons to serve as a guide for the future. 25 years of our existence as a party, and for that matter, a political party, is certainly not a small feat, particularly when the party has chalked tremendous achievements to the envy of all. Almost everybody agrees that the NPP's immense contribution to the social, political, and economic development of this country over the past 2 to 3 decades cannot be over-exaggerated at all. We are credited with the introduction of almost all the monumental social interventions programs in this country. You can talk about the NHIS, you can talk about the Metro Mass Transit, you can talk about school feeding program, you can talk about the LEAP, you can talk about discovery of oil in commercial quantities, you can talk about the improvement in the cocoa sector. For the first time in the history, we increased our cocoa tonnage from just under 400,000 tons to close to 800,000 tons just within 8 years. These are monumental achievements of the New Patriotic Party that surpasses all for the first time in the history of our country, and that is our contribution towards the development of our country and the political deepening of our interaction.
John Boadu also seized the opportunity to clear the air on a photograph of an error-ridden tag for delegates making rounds on social media. This tag has the inscription Diplomatic Corps. He said those tags captured are not from the party.
As we speak now, we are yet to receive all the accreditations and tags. I have to sanction all of them, and I haven't received any. I spoke with the printers and the people involved. By the time we finish this meeting, I'll receive all. So it is not coming from the New Patriotic Party. All these tax accreditation will be sanctioned by me, and I haven't received any. I don't have. If you come to my office, I don't have any with me. So I don't know how come. But this is simple to. It's just easy to do. Now that the Onapo defeat is stirring strongly and causing a lot of confusion in some other. I'm not. I'm saying that the truth is that I sanctioned them as we speak now. I don't have any before me. By mid of the afternoon, they will bring them. I'll go through and make sure and get delegates to have them. So I don't have anything. It is not coming from the New Patriotic. I repeat, it is not coming from the New Patriotic Party.
The party is meanwhile warning members who have aspirations to contest executive positions not to use the conference as a campaign platform.
Lots of people outside think that even this one is meant for an internal election. This is not meant for an internal election, and we insist that it is a conference that is to assess ourselves, thank our people, and chart a way forward for our party. So we insist that we must not reduce it to an internal conference. National Council is appealing to all prospective candidates at the region, constituency, polling station, national level, not to be displaying their posters and banners and all that at the place in order to create an impression as if we are contesting an internal election. The party reserves the right to reprimand or sanction anyone who flouts this directive. It is a directive of the National Council, and I think that if you're a true party member, you have to respect our party, because that's what our constitution says. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, having put in place all the necessary arrangements, we are very confident that the 2017 National Annual Delegates Conference and the commemoration of the 25th anniversary of the NPP shall be a remarkable success. We commend the FF Antor-led Planning Committee, members of the National Council, and the party's Council of Elders, ably chaired by Honorable C.K. Tedem. And I must say and put it on record that the party owes a lot of gratitude to our Council of Elders.
Away from the upcoming MPP Delegates Conference, presidential candidate of the PPP in the 2016 election, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, says the controversial road toll levy reveals laziness in thinking among our leaders. Dr. Indum opines the existing road traffic regulations LI 2180 amply provides for towing of abandoned vehicles on roads without taxing every driver and vehicle owner. Speaking on Joy FM's Super Morning Show this morning, Dr. Indum complained that leadership is not drawing from experience gained in other countries.
What is the solution? If you go to Act 683, Act 683, there is something there that I think Section 1 of the Road Traffic Act of 2004.
Yeah.
It empowers the district assemblies to tow vehicles away from the streets, from the roads, and levy a fine. Now, that has been there. Now, instead of seeing to it that this is administered, this is implemented, now we push that one away, and then go and put some new regulation there that creates this global thing that, oh, let everybody who comes to register a vehicle pay a levy, and then let's go and get one company and let's give them the job to clear vehicles from the roads, and that will solve the problem. Lazy thinking, laziness of the mind.
So we have the laws which, through enforcement, would cure the challenge.
We have not only the laws, but many of us, we have studied somewhere, lived somewhere, we've traveled somewhere else where they do something that works. And the something that works is you have a rule that, look, in some places they say that if your car becomes disabled, within 1 hour, you call somebody to come and tow it away.
That's right.
So so people are into the towing business. So because they know that there's, cars break down.
Yeah.
And they'll get business, okay? And they have numbers, you call them. Now, if within an hour you don't tow it away yourself, then a police officer comes and they make sure that it is towed away. That municipality or that local area, they license people who tow cars. And in some places, they tow them to what they call an auto pound. So you go there and you have to go there to go and get your vehicle. And you have to pay to get your vehicle. It works. It works.
And so you would have cured the challenge of exposing other motorists to the dangers of the vehicle.
Absolutely.
And some revenue too.
And you gain revenue. And you put people in business who are in the towing business. Okay? And there are people who work in these auto pounds who you have to go and get your vehicle from. The police administration doesn't go and say that I'm going to get all the towing vehicles that I need. No police department anywhere in this world does that. So we shouldn't say that the Ghana Police Service is going to have all the towing vehicles that is needed. Yes, they must have some, so that they can assist. But it's a private sector thing. But the municipality or the government in whatever area has the right and responsibility to certify certain companies so they can engage in this towing business. So the numbers are there. So if you have a problem, you call somebody and they come and tow it. Or the municipality, the police, whatever, they call somebody, they come and tow it. That is what we must do. But if I, my vehicle is not engaged in anything like that in a year, why should I pay money to be given to somebody because someone may do something wrong? Why? Okay, we must ensure that those who, commit a crime pay the price.
Away from politics, uneasy calm returns to Avenor here in Accra a day after 2 gunmen opened fire on residents there. The assailants are said to have attacked the residents unprovoked. No one was injured. Police say they have arrested 23 people and are on a hunt for the gunmen. Beatrice Edu has been to the place and has come through with the following report.
It's a glaring picture of destruction here at Avenor, right behind the OA Travel and Tours. And just right by my right side, you can see a bent mini container. Also on the right side of my hand, you can see a bent engine belonging to one of the articulated truck here. All these visuals represent what might have taken place here yesterday, as after those 2 men came here, there were some violent agitations here leading to all these destructions. I move on again, and also once again on my right side, you can see the destruction of the glasses fixed in a butchering shop here, a small container here, also representing what might have taken place here. On the floor, you can see ashes and burnt food items. Also, when you move on, you can see that a container, somebody probably might have used it for his or her job. It's been turned almost upside down. And another glaring picture of destruction here, when you move further, on your right again from where I'm standing is a structure that has been destroyed. Over here, you could tell that before the destruction, it served as a shade, and the roofing sheet partially torn apart, and you can hear the noise of the roofing sheet hanging around because of what might have happened here. The pillars for this particular shade have been pulled almost from the ground, and then the chair that was within this shade has also been bent, and you can see some debris of probably a car tie that was bent here yesterday as the incident happened. At the moment, you will not see any sign of violence. There is an uneasy calm. Right now, as I'm talking, I've seen 2 police officers close to the building where this particular incident happened here yesterday. But you would also recall that this is not the first time this is happening here at Avenor in Accra. Just less than a month ago, there was another incident. Also, we are told by the police that what happened here the last time, less than a month ago, and what happened here yesterday could be linked to the dispute over a piece of land. A private developer and the articulated truck drivers, as well as some mechanics here, are fighting over this piece of land. We are aware that this case is currently in court. You'll be wondering what could be going through the minds of residents of this area. Let's find out what they think of the latest incident. I'm right here with a youth chief for Avenor here at Articulated Station at Avenor. His name is Amadou. Hello, sir. Amadou Bukari. Welcome to join you, sir.
Okay, me I did here about around 12:30. I left here go prayers. I did after prayers, I hear the shoot guns. I come see here all the men all here. Because I didn't show the people. You understand? That time they called the policeman. Policeman come here.
You were here when the police was making the arrest?
No. I'm not here.
But this is the second incident happening in less than a month.
Yes.
As the youth chief and the resident, how does that make you feel?
No, I feel make you talk to anything, make a protector, make you do your work. Don't because the people say Ghanaian no law, they respect the court. Respect the court, they go court. The court come and say make you stop the work before they go stop your work. You see, you can't say make you stop the work like that.
Are you trying to say that your people are saying because the law is not working, yes, they are going to take the law also into their own hands?
Yes.
But that would be lawlessness.
Yes, the Walla people tell us. Reason why you come and do anything, the policeman catch them, they leave them.
But fortunately, you're the youth leader here. What are you telling them? Because that would be adding something bad to an already bad situation.
No. You talk like this, no. The people, they go to the police station, they go sit down talking. The people, they don't obey the law. You understand? Reason why any time they come, no. The policeman, I need to bring the 2 police, go 3 police, you come and sit down here, protect them, you do your work.
And indeed, as I'm speaking with you, I've seen 2 police officers, armed police officers. Yeah, no. Are you not comfortable with that?
They come here to see what will happen today. You go come and now you didn't come again. They say I can't talk. It's my finish. I talk finish now.
Yes, but they are here. Are you saying that it's not enough? You want them to be stationed here every time? Is that what you're asking for?
Yes. I want any time to give you the 2 security. They here protect us. You do your work.
Have you seen people saying they are moving out of the place?
No, if you go like this, no. If a piece, any people do your business. They here. You come and do. You run away.
So the people who ran away yesterday because of what happened, have they come back?
Yeah, they come back.
Okay, finally, the police told us that they are appealing to you, so that not you personally, but the people in the community, to help them find those 2 people who came to shoot. Since you're the chief of the youth here, have you told your people about this?
I told my people about this.
We'll bring you more updates on the story in subsequent bulletins. Let's now focus on the education sector. A disturbing trend of truancy and outright withdrawal of children from school has hit Amwewi in the Ofinsu municipality of the Ashanti region. Education authorities report a huge drop in enrollment, especially at the junior high school level. John News' Nanaya Ojima reports.
Community leaders fear the consequences of the negative attitude to education by children in the area. It is unclear what has triggered what they describe as unfortunate and worrying development. Investigations show interest of pupils in education, especially at the junior high school level, continue to dwindle. Though inability of parents to provide the necessary materials is partly to blame, there is evidence children are demotivated for schooling. School authorities say number on roll begin to drop as soon as pupils reach junior high school. Last term, for instance, JHS 1 struggled to record attendance of 35 out of total 46 on good days. Head teacher Isaac Nkrumah says school authorities have sometimes had to go on search for absentees.
At times, you will not get the full 100% attendance. Sometimes by out of, for instance, Form 1 we have AMP, but Form 2 they have 46. At times you go to class and you meet 36 or less.
For what reason? Where are they not?
Sometimes when you inquire from them, or when the students don't come, what I normally do is that I have to visit them to find out why they are not in school.
To reverse the trend, a group of indigents in the diaspora, both in Ghana and outside, is on a mission to change things for the better. Members of the newly formed Amorimai Progress Group will mentor students of the local Municipal Assembly Junior High School. Group Secretary Emmanuel Adams Kusi hints on plans to establish a community-based credit system for parents to help their wards.
Okay, where some of us will dedicate ourselves and then mentor let's say 10 to 15 students, spend some time with them. In fact, we have a database on all the kids or schooling in this community. We want to establish a community-based credit system or a community-based microfinancing system, which will be owned and run and benefit the community.
Meanwhile, the group is raising funds to construct a modern classroom block to replace the existing dilapidated structure. Mr. Kusi says ICT and library project is already underway.
Building here that is not able to support the kind of education that we want. We wouldn't want to renovate it, because even if we do, it is still not going to be able to support modern methods and ways of learning. Okay, talk of IT, talk of other educational equipment, it wouldn't be able to support. So the chiefs and elders have given us a vast area of land to build an ultra-modern school complex, a multi-man school complex.
Reporting for Joy News, Nana Yaljima.
You're watching Joy News today with me, Benes Abubedu. There's more in this bulletin shortly. Thank you for staying here on Joy News today. Ghana is in danger of experiencing mudslides similar to the Sierra Leone disasters. Experts have said the removal of vegetation from hilly areas in the country puts residents in danger of suffering such a calamity. The Sierra Leone mudslides killed more than 400 and have displaced hundreds more, with some 600 people missing. The experts advise that something must be done about the issue immediately to avert the potential disaster. So what can we do to prevent this from happening? We've been joined on the line by geohazard specialist Mr. Koto. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now, we've heard that some areas in this country are at risk. Which areas exactly, sir?
In fact, I would say anywhere where you have any hill or referred to as mountains, Aburi, the Kwapin Hills, there are the Togo ranges in the Volta region, and anywhere where you have the highest land.
Sorry to cut in, Mr. Koto. We are struggling to hear you. Can you please reduce the volume on your TV set, or if there's a radio set close to you, sir?
Please, I don't have any TV set.
All right, could you then please reposition yourself? We are struggling to hear you, sir.
Okay.
And so you were talking about the areas that could potentially suffer mudslides in Ghana.
Yes, I was mentioning, referring to any lands, any hills, particularly the Togo ranges, the Kwapim Hills, Mampong, Ashanti Mampong area. Where you have any hilly area, we can have that.
So what can we do to prevent these disasters, sir?
As you mentioned in your introduction, we are clearing the hillside. It's the vegetation that protects the land. So when you remove it, and then you have very heavy rains, it penetrates and breaks the surface and carries along the debris. So if you are living downhill, the water and the debris will swallow you.
And as an expert, do you have any advice for residents living in these areas that you've mentioned?
The only thing is prevention. We stop clearing the hills. You see, we are selling land and building everywhere. We are farming everywhere. Left to me alone, people shouldn't farm on the hillside. You can farm in the valleys, but clearing the vegetation, that's the main thing we have to think about now. We should stop it.
So now those residents are already living there. You've mentioned that we shouldn't be farming and living in hilly areas, but these people live there already, so what should they do?
Well, the only way is maybe they can look at protection. They should start planting. What they have weeded, what they have cleared of, they should plant along the slopes. Plant shrubs, plant trees, so that there will not be erosion when the heavy rains come. We've had those things. It has happened near Dukrum. It has in the western region, Akotombra, So those just along the hills, please stop clearing the hills, start planting the vegetation.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Mr. Koto is a geohazard expert, and he's been sharing some thoughts with us on how to prevent mudslides in Ghana. And let's move on to some security issues now. The story of how 4 police personnel provide security in about 20 communities in the Bno-Ahafo region could be mind-boggling. Worse still, inadequate logistics, including arms, makes deployment to public places a real dilemma. Joy News' Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin traveled to Zabrama, one of the communities from where he filed this report.
Something like bulletproof you don't have. We have only one raffle here. 4 men with, yes. Communities. Yes, we have bank 2 here. So assuming if one is going to the bank and that person takes the raffle to the bank, what has left here? Nothing has left here. So assuming if people come to attack the police station, nobody is going to rescue anybody. So the only thing we can do is to surrender to the people for them to come and do whatever they want to do.
This is the Zabrama police station. It is a rented facility which has been used for years. These 2 posts have stood here for years with no service or national flags hanging on them. Land cannot be an issue if the police administration wants to build its own duty post. In fact, land could be made available for free. This, however, is what personnel here have. The charge office and cells are not in the best of shapes. The situation exposes the police personnel to persistent attack from armed residents. Effecting arrest on reported crime in these communities is a Herculean task due to lack of logistics. So I ask, what do these officers do when armed robbery and other criminal activity come to their attention? They vow to protect life and property despite the challenges in an unfriendly environment. Attacked by the people they are supposed to protect, perhaps, is the last thing they can anticipate.
People have come to attack the police station almost about 4 times, and when they were coming to, they were with their local guns. So with a whole 4 policemen here with 1 gun, Master, sometimes...
So what happened when they came to attack you?
The only thing we can do is to find a means of calming them down. Because if you provoke them, you don't know what can happen to you, because the moment that they are having the raffles and those things, they will overpower you. So the best thing we do is to find a means of sometimes calming them down, then we plead to them for them to go, so that we find a means of solving the problem which leads them to come to there.
So there hasn't been any case where you are able to effect any arrest of armed robbers or anything?
For that one there, no, because though we have been informed of such issue before, but we have been informed about such issue before, but the time that we reach there, then they have absconded, and we cannot trace them because of the means that we can use to either trace them quickly or go to the scene quickly, because there's no logistics and anything that we can use to trace them. We'll be going to the scene, then they will be absconded.
The police personnel say repeated plea to relevant authorities to beef up their force and logistics has brought no good news.
We will plead to the IGP and the president that the new recruits who are coming out, here is not a punishment zone as people have been perceiving. So we plead to them that they should bring more men here and more logistics so that the policing here will be strengthened and the community too will be safe. Yes.
In the midst of seeming unwavering commitment to nation, their very lives are exposed to danger every minute. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reporting.
Let's now head to Joy News Agenda. They support the ban on illegal mining, but are against the excesses that have been associated with the exercise in recent times. In today's Joy News Agenda, Francis Waja travels to the mining town of Prestia in the northern part of the western region, where some residents and small-scale miners have already started counting their losses 6 months into the ban.
It's the right thing to curb the illegal mining in this country, in order to protect the environment. All of us, everybody agrees on that in 100%. We also agree that everything that is being done, which is illegal, must also be take the course of the law. You know, and then the other side of it is that some of my friends took loans, they put their properties, bought excavators and so on and so forth. As a result of this, they cannot work. Some of them, I'll be blunt, have had licenses. They have already outmined their concessions. You understand what I'm trying to say? But they have not reclaimed and so on and so forth. And that is what I'm trying to say here, is that let us separate the legal ones from the illegal ones. But burning things into the atmosphere causes CFC gases into the ozone layer. And you get what I'm trying to say, and that is what I'm seeing. This thing cannot be allowed anywhere in the world except in Ghana. You understand? Because all that smoke and rubber and mercury, every excavator has mercury in it. For the hydraulic system, it's a temperature gauge. So burning it and those things exploding automatically will go back into the soil. Okay. So what they are doing is environmentally wrong. Chairman of the Bonsa Aboy Miners Association, south of Prestia, under the Prestia-Huni Valley District, David Nico say he is among many others who are vehemently opposing the recent excesses associated with the activities of Operation Vanguard. Machines. Yane pete amanfo edana osisi onyina watone sabana de wase ni na wetutu amanfo speakers wadoko phones na de na wewie sika wo bana to obepam a waterugo no wase tini weyi ni musika sisi amanfo nyama wafa wadoko won wase de won fa nyama yelka sisi ye sika ye phones yane mpobo nyina wase sa wadoko.
For me, I think it's not right because the machine worth about getting to $1.something, and it is good for the government to secure it and use it to reclaim the land or use it for give it to assembly to use it for road making and agricultural purposes. Down forest, assassin. Mam no 25 years, no matter more had it. With the actual member, be was secondary school, do a baby. You pay baby, a part of them and say, and then I say, why you think I will be able to shut no probably were down. How will you more down? What better would you about to pretend I go and confess were down? Side the creepy crow or church from the corner. None for crowd and you collapse. You remember Uncle we. Yet the abandoned stars is on a bonus share. For others, the fight against illegal mining will not yield any sustainable results. Such people want government to identify proper alternatives that will help address the problem. In fact, government only maybe a mine. Near man, you good idea. Yeah, so I could not appear, Mr. Barcom, I could not appear. See, a man's work with my way. Now I see a matter fear. If I can have one way, it's a money me maybe I go away when you come and go. Gamself no best for fair, you may not call. Force and you may know all circle. Mitres is here, man, I made it over in the boy. I know. Maybe a madam of lad women to try. This work with man, about no day. Savannah to my boy, dear, and one yard of any. 6 years and says Yako on the ground. Say, and I ground Yako will not be on the ground one wound, but saying as I see Tim Yako, Yako good, never saying you be a G. The Sajuman, of course, I kept running now. O Mamma Tondo, Mamma Yamano, a count. The Mr. Nana and Empire phone said, O Monshana said, I love you and a day, Yan who said, Namu Yana, I'm Namu Dumano. One for my sister, Satibia, a wohode, Dumano Batima Quasso. And the Cassa, ye Galamse no men presoa, men pray. The Emma say ye jump at the air. Men pray, the Emma say ye. The government remains resolute in the fight, so far as it has refused to yield to such pressure. Some residents of Bogoso, Takwa, and Prestia, whose major source of livelihood comes from Galamsey, continue to adopt creative means of mining the gold, as Operation Vanguard continue to fight on to safeguard what is left of our rivers and depleting forest. For Joy News, Francis Waja, Prestia.
Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah on Monday clashed with his colleague Lands and Natural Resources Minister Peter Amewu for authorizing the prospecting of bauxite in the Tano-Ofin Forest Reserve. This was after the regional minister ordered police in Nyinehini in the Ashanti region to detain officers and impound vehicles belonging to Engineers and Planners, a firm owned by Ibrahim Mahama, brother of former President John Mahama. Engineers and Planners were carrying out work on behalf of mining company Exton Cubic Group Limited. Simon Osei-Mensah insists the operations of Exton Limited will jeopardize the fight against illegal mining as the moratorium on small-scale mining has not been lifted. He insists the Land and Natural Resources Minister Peter Amewu must present the proper documentation on the issue before the equipment are released. Meanwhile, the company in question has given the minister till close of day today to release seized equipment or face legal action. Communications manager of the company, Samuel Jemfi, said their lawyer has already been consulted on the matter. He joins us on the line now with more. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Now, have you engaged with the regional minister since yesterday's incident?
We are yet to meet with him. Our lawyers are currently in Kumasi, and we are hoping that by close of day today, we'll be able to meet with him to discuss the matters at stake.
Can you briefly recap what happened exactly yesterday?
So, as I'm sure you've heard it already that 2 days ago, trucks and equipment belonging to one of our subcontractors, Engineers and Planners, were seized and impounded at the center of the Uneasy Township by the district executive of Punia, and the vehicles were transported to the Uneasy police station. Officers were detained. Yesterday, we succeeded in granting the bail. But as I speak to you now, the trucks and the equipment are still with the police. And we have issued a statement indicating that we are not engaged in any illegal mining activities. Exton Cubic is a legally recognized indigenous mining company in Ghana. We have always done our work in accordance with the laws of the mining sector, and we will continue to do so. We yesterday met with the police and the authorities concerned. We have presented our foreign entry permits to them and all the documentation available to us, allowing us to enter the Tano-Ofin Forest Reserve, and we expect them to do what is right by releasing our equipment so that we can continue our operation.
Finally, before I leave, Mr. Jemfi, the regional minister believes that your operations will jeopardize the fight against illegal mining. What do you say?
Obviously, that position is untenable because the moratorium the minister is speaking about is in relation to small-scale mining, or what you can call it galamsey. Okay? Now, what we are doing is not small-scale mining. As a matter of fact, we are not mining anything, and we are only engaged in preparatory works at the site. That is number one. Number two, what we are engaged in is bauxite, and there is nothing like small-scale mining or galamsey related to bauxite in this country. And so there is no embargo on mining. As I speak to you now, Newmont, Anglo-Gold Ashanti, bauxite are all mining gold and bauxite in the country. What is currently an issue is small-scale mining of gold, and we do not fall in that category. So clearly, the minister is getting it wrong, and we are expecting that he will do what is required of him under the law, because there is no legal justification for the impounding of our vehicles.
Thank you for joining us, sir, on Joe News today, and that'll be all on this matter. Do expect some updates in our subsequent bulletins.